Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Jane. Welcome in. I am psychic and an energy intuitive, and that means that I can read energy and predict. I get visions, different things that go on. Anyway, today I have 3 piles. 1, group 2, group 3. Okay, so just to let you know that all of our sessions are timeless. So whenever you find this message or messages, it's the right time for you. Now the first one, it has a bat, a pendant of a bat, and the ruin. So you can pick more than one as well. You can pick different groups. You can pick one group, or you can, like, whatever resonates with you. And then I'll lift the other one here so you can get a little bit better look here for this one here. And I will, when I do the reading, I'll take the labels off of the, I don't want the words to pick. So whatever resonates with you. Okay. And go with your first instinct. Don't like, oh, this one. Oh, no, that one. Oh, this one. Whatever your first one, whatever you're drawn to the most, what draws your attention and holds your attention, that's the one that you choose. That will be your main message. Okay. Okay, group 1. You've chosen the bat and the ruin called Ewas. Okay. Now, Ewas also is the lovers. Okay, so we're going to peel this off here. Radical expansion. I'm going to leave these ones to the end. Spirit just wants me to do this a little bit different, so we're going to set them aside. Okay, so radical expansion. And it's number 40 here as well. You know, this talks a lot about love here, because this lady here, she has love. She has a big heart on her chest. And then this ruin here is for lovers. And then I just flip this card over this stack here. Higher power. Oh, look at that. Radical experience, higher power. Oh, look at that third eye. That's beautiful. It's a number 4 too. Okay. Let's see. We're going to pull out a couple tarot cards here. Balance on the bottom. The bat is also talks about using that inner knowledge, that intuition, that they use their sonar to guide their way because they're blind. So, you know, using that inner knowing, using their, well, for you, it would be using your intuition. For them, it would be their internal GPS system. I guess it would be no different than us, because if we followed our internal GPS system, boy, I think our lives would be a whole lot easier. But with this radical expansion here, you know, it's a lot about the air, you know, a lot of wings here, because you have the bat as well. And, you know, she's like well grounded here while she's reaching up to the sky. And you have all these birds here as well, and the clouds and the lightning. Okay. That's way too many, Spirit. Let's see if I can, I'm just going to pull out a couple cards from the tarot deck here. This is an angel tarot deck. Higher power, this radical expansion. You know, I think you're really tapping into your intuition here, because the ruin here, this is actually like a earth too, so that's well grounded as well. You know what? And you know, this ruin also speaks about steady progress and stability and trust. Look at this, the 9 of Cups. wishes come true, your dreams become reality, a magical time of life, good fortune, faith in the universe, that all will be well. Yeah, I believe that you're really tuning in to this higher power and knowing. Wow, Spirit. And on the bottom is transformation, a significant life experience that requires changes to be made, powerful and often unexpected revelations, breaking free of procrastination, releasing old belief systems. Yeah, you've done this, some kind of major breakthrough. Look, and the world is right behind that. Oh, very good, Spirit. That's the oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so they're asking me to bring out one of these cards here. They're asking me to bring out this one too. So let me like bring these out here. This one here. Okay, let me just move this here then. Oh, these cards are so new. Unique gifts. Look at that, number 55. Okay, so we're just going to move that here. Wow, Spirit. Okay. They're going to ask me, there's a little message here for both of these cards they want me to read here. Look at that. I flipped it right open to radical expansion. Look at that. So they're saying here for this card here, it's living and loving at full capacity, being unapologetic, a bit unapologetically you, self-expression, boldness, having a voice, taking up space, expansion, empowerment, owning your true power, being visible in the world, having fun with your magnificence, letting go of judgment, creative exploration, radical ways of being. Very good, Spirit, and radical way. I mean, I think the bat, and how the bat like sleeps upside down too, right? So it is time for expansion. Yeah. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. Stop and consider anything that is holding you back. This card is the permission slip that allows you to let go of limiting stories and take up all the space you need. Have fun unleashing who you are, as bold and radical as some of your ideas or offerings might be. Who is to say they are not what the world is waiting for? Wait the world waiting for what the world wants. Take note of any judgment of authentic expression toward yourself or others. Be mindful that creatively exploring unrefined expression may be what is needed right now. Remember to center yourself in your heart and be the masterpiece your soul always wanted you to be. And that's interesting too, because this card talks about all the love, like I spoke about before, in her heart. She's got this big heart, but also her heart is lit up. And then this ruin here, that is about the lovers too. So, and being steady and that steady progress, right? Okay. And then 55. 55. Okay. Your superpowers, a sense of purpose, the meaning behind your quirks, exploring your interests, shortcomings as unique, undiscovered skills. And then you get the higher power here too. And then you also have like the wishes coming true with the Nine of Cups. Wow. And you'll notice like here, like, this dragon is doing a lot of swirling and like, just like the clouds here are swirling. Yeah, this transformation is, and it's, I believe it's all in divine timing here, because he has this, the hourglass. Okay, so the meaning here for this one here is what makes you unique. Any quirks you may feel are shortcomings could be the key to your superpowers. And I'm going to say here too, before I go any further, if you look at her, really close, her forehead, it looks like a keyhole. See that? I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, yeah, see on her forehead, it looks like a keyhole. And also there's a face in her chest. See, in her heart, like in her heart space. Seeing through her heart. There's a lot here about the heart and the love here. Okay. Look for the positive sides of your oddities and traits. How would you like to spend more time? Are there things you would like to try or feel to pull to explore? Now is the time to follow these whispers. You never know how transformational they may be, Spirit. And you even have like the transformation out here. So that's those two. That was pretty amazing. Okay, what else, Spirit? Okay, so they're going to have me pull out one of these. Okay, Spirit. Look at that. Rainbow blessings. Look, that's your wishes come true and the blessings. Look at that. Blessings are showering in your life. Okay, well, that's really amazing, Spirit. Okay. Another one here. Okay. Okay. You must be manifesting something. That's what this radical expansion is. Okay, Spirit, you want to put one of these out here? I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. That came, okay. Okay. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Yeah, maybe people see you differently or think that you think you're better than other people or something, but staying grounded, that's what I heard. That's, even though you're in these higher powers here, staying grounded, these higher powers, you need to stay grounded. That's like all the red here, keeping yourself grounded, staying in that sacral and your solar. Yeah, and I was just, before this card came out, I was just thinking about all these like chakra colors here and how, the importance of keeping them balanced. And then again, you see all these in the rainbow as well. And the rainbow also speaks about that bridge between spirit and the earth. So, it's talking about that, that intuition, the higher power, and yeah, I believe that you have something like, something's brewing, you know what I mean? Like, I think that you're processing. I think it has a lot to do with the trust, maybe. Okay. So, all right. So we have these two cards. They're asking me to pull these out at the very end. They're getting me to grab another deck. Hold on. This is another animal deck. They're asking me to bring out one of these. The goat. You know what? That when I was shuffling, that came out before. Act from your inner wisdom, your innate wisdom. God of nature. You know, and you have that come right out under higher power too. So that's that grounding yet again. Okay, so we're going to flip this one over. Oh my God, look. Dog, friend. That looks like a wolf too, I think. No, just dogs. Okay. Today, I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. You know, and this is, you know, talks about that love yet again. You know, there's a lot going on here with the love. There's a lot going on with the love spirit. Okay. And then the end one here is consult someone else. It's number 51. We have intuitive blind spots. No single person can intuitively understand a situation from every angle. Gain fresh insights about old, stubborn, or frustrating issues by seeking advice from others with sensitive intuition. Also, seek out professionals with practical experience and advanced knowledge specifically pertaining to an issue. Ask for help. So, this could be something that's going on with a love. I mean, obviously, it has something to do with a love situation, but you know, asking for that, for the, you know, they keep talking, like they keep bringing up about how, like, the intuition, the connection to higher powers, you know, staying grounded. I think that you're asking spirit, but sometimes in the 3D level, you need to be, you know, like they said here, asking professionals or getting advice. And, you know, that come out right underneath this transformation too. So that maybe that's what's going to bring in this complete transformation for you. Okay, so we're going to pull out one of these cards here and see. Okay, they're going to have me split it here. I don't know if I can. Okay, I'm going to split it here on camera. Earth Guide. Oh, no joke. You know what? Because dogs are looking wisdom on the bottom. Earth Guide. Your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. No joke. And this whole thing is all been about the love. Oh, look, and then the wisdom here. You want the wisdom. See your adversaries as opportunities to expand your spiritual light. So yeah, you could be having some kind of issues in a love situation here. Yeah, because this has been all about love. This reading has completely been all about love. And where they're talking about finding someone, consulting with somebody, that could even be like a marriage therapist, or, you know, just any kind of counselor of any kind. And look, choice. Be staying conscious of your thoughts. You guide your journey in the direction of choice. And again, that is your choice. So is there anything else, your spirit? Okay. They're asking me to bring down just one angel number for you. No. Okay, not the angel numbers. This one. Okay. Internal light. Okay. Let's see what they want here for the internal light. You know, there's a lot of wings going on in this too. Okay, spirit. One more. The bottom. Look at that. Trust all is well. Everything is happening for a reason. Although the reason may be currently unclear, trust that all is unfolding for your highest good in accord with the will of your soul. Divine purpose and timing are at play. As events unfold, they will blossom into something pleasantly unexpected. Trust all is well. Okay, Spirit. Sounds like things are on the right track for you. I mean, other than this love situation, I'm not really sure what this is all about. I don't know if this is, your um I mean, this could be like earthly love as well, but I believe that this has something to do with your heart expanding into like what's going to put you in like a higher power. I mean, it could also have to do with, it could also have to do with separation of a loved one too, because, when you start vibrating at a higher level, like sometimes that person doesn't, like you evolve and change. But, I really think this has a lot to do with love. So with that, I hope this has been helpful for you. Now we're going to move on to group 2. Welcome, group 2. So you've chosen the starfish and the ruin called Uruz, which is like an earth symbol. And see what we have here. Healing. Healing. Okay. Saving these to the end. Healing. Crown chakra. The unlimited self. Number 9. Okay. This speaks to me about the elements. Like the star speaks to me about the elements, the air, the fire, all the elements. All right, so we're going to just set these ones aside until later. And Spirit wants me to start with this deck here. Here and now. Yeah, just living in that here and now. Exactly, Spirit. Okay, crown chakra. To the sea. Look at that. And it's the star too. This is number 7. Yeah. See, this is where you do all that healing, that inner healing. You do that, you spend that time alone healing, but then, you see that little face in the cloud, that's your guides that are always there, your ancestors, your loved ones. Look, and then it comes out another water one, message in a bottle, number 15, message in a bottle, and that also works to 6, so you're going to receive a message here today from this. Okay. So what else, Spirit? They're having me do these a little bit different than the last group, but that's okay, I guess. Guess it doesn't matter, does it? Okay, here we go. I'm bringing with a couple tarot cards here. There's things for me, passages for me to read on those. So the crown says the unlimited self. So you're going through with all this, with the healing card that's come up here, with the with the star, which also to me reminds me of the elementals. This ruin also, it talks about the potential within this ruin here. So you know what? It talks about emotional strength as well. So you see how she's like out here all by herself. Like, you know, that takes a lot of guts to be out on the sea on a boat by yourself. So that's that emotional strength, the endurance, the vitality of it, the power, knowing the power of the sea. Yeah. Okay, Spirit. I don't believe it's those ones here. Okay, Spirit. Ooh, there, they just flipped it. Oh, look, and I just actually, that was one of the ones that flipped over. Look, the Two of Swords. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision. Follow your own heart rather than trying to make others happy. Pretending there is no problem. Over analyzing a situation. Yeah, so that could be where this all this thought's going on, because the crown, that, you know, that's like the mind, right? It's like what's on your mind, not like what's on your... Yeah. Okay. You know, and there's the sea there behind her as well, too. So, you know, water could be something that, look, something on the very bottom, and look, Lovers is on the bottom. We're going to take one more. I want to mix these really well here. Okay, Spirit, what else? Oop. Oh, I thought a card just boxed on me. Okay, so what else here? What do you want to go with the being unable or unwilling to make a decision? This is all this healing that you're doing. Whoa, look, renewal. Look, and then release was there too. Yeah, they want me to take both of them. So renewal, reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness, time to head in a new direction, clarity on your life purpose, in your heart, you know what to do. Okay, so you're doing a lot of healing here. And then here, release. Endings that lead to new beginnings. The need to release situations or people that hold you back. Spiritual transformation. Look again. That's confirmation over and over here. This healing. I mean, healing's good, even though it's a hard thing to do. It's important. All right, Spirit. What else? Okay, they want me to bring out one of these. Well, choosing your paths on the bottom. All is possible. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so there's like a decision that you have to make here. You're being unable or unwilling to make that decision. You know, letting go is hard though. So maybe that's why. View from above. Get the big picture. Yeah, you know what, Spirit? That, you know, like that view from above. You see how like that face is above there? Just like that. Okay. So what card do you want to come out here? Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss, you know, and like when you're lost at sea, the only way to really know where you are when you're, I mean, limited here, like, see, she has, you know, you'll notice that she has like this, I don't know what you call that weather spin thing that shows you the direction of where you're going. But navigating by the stars also. Do you want that card, Spirit? I heard no. Okay, Spirit. Oh my God, there's a boat on the bottom too. Look, fogged in, go slow, take time. Trust there's a divine plan. Desert passage. You notice they keep bringing up like a path and a passage and... Okay, Spirit. What's the card you want to promote here? Oh, look at this. Overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. Oh my goodness, look at that. And another boat. Surrender to the journey. Release control. Spirit. You know, there's a bird in each one of these. Yeah. You know, that's not the only... There was a double card that came out for this one too. That... Okay. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Look, acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. Yeah. That's all that healing. Look, and even worry is here. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. No, it certainly doesn't. Okay. All right. So look at this. Dolphin. Play. Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom. Go with the flow. You know, and they're bringing a lot of water out. You know, even the starfish is from the ocean. I wonder if you live near water, or, you know, maybe you like listening to water, or maybe listening to water would be a good thing for your healing. Okay, so I'm going to put these here, overcoming obstacles, and you can overcome anything. So I'm just going to put these two together just because you know, this also speaks to me about how, you know, when you think it, when you just can't take anymore, some kind of miraculous thing happens. Okay. You know, and again, you know, this, you're in this boat here. It's a lot about the boats, but you're accepting whatever's happening. Okay. Okay. And this, there's two cards for this here. This is number 3. Expect heightened sensitivity. Expect to receive more intuitive guidance via your feeling or clairsentient psychic pathway now. Again, another path. Like feeling other people's emotions as your own. Easily sensitive, sensing the energy of spaces, or experiencing physical intuitive sensations like chills. This temporary shift helps you navigate change. Your sixth sense is supporting you during a transition period. Yeah, see, and that's why they're talking about, like, you know, being off into this boat. That's where you really, you know, you have to really discern, like, what is your energy and what could be somebody else's, because that is really important. Use intuition, number 27. Use intuition to dissect patterns and soften triggers. Use your intuition as a trigger detective. Which childhood or past traumas may be tripping up present day you? Which patterns or themes are you noticing that may be nudges from spirit leading toward growth and healing? Look at that. Be kind and patient with yourself now as you weave a new web of patterns. Okay, Spirit, that's really good. Okay, so they're going to have me bring out a couple stars. Look at that, Gaia. Connect to the pulse of Mother Earth. She will guide you through this time of change. Yet again, Spirit. They want me to read these two cards up here too, so I'm going to do that last. I did that first on the other, on number 1, but this one they're asking me to do it. Look at this, dreams. The universe speaks to you through your dreams. Spirit is connecting with you. You could be dreaming of dolphins and owls and unicorns and I don't know, angels. You could be like the sea, starfish even. Okay, and then there's one of these cards here. Yeah. You definitely have your guard up though. Look, sacred space. A profound transformation is transpiring in your soul. There is a whole new world brewing. Remember, we are the co-creators of our collective reality. It's time to start a revolution of calm, stillness, and gentle humanity to unite, celebrate differences, and welcome diversity in ideas, beliefs, and thoughts. Okay, not that one, just this one here. Okay, Spirit. Wow. Okay, so they want me to read these two cards up here. So let me get that book. Let's see what these, well, we know what healing is. I mean, number 30. Energy rebalance, energetic awareness, healing yourself and others, exploring healing modalities, Reiki, the chakra system, your unique and innate ability to heal, color vibration, soul sovereignty, auras, and the meridian system, aligning to the highest good and optimal health. Now, extend the margins of your awareness. Revisit the situation in question from a broader perspective or higher vibration with a focus on healing. This will help you decipher what is real, possible ways forward, and whether an issue is really a problem at all. This card can also signify the universal push that inspires you to explore your healing abilities, however that looks to you. So yeah, there you go. They're talking about how about that deciphering, right? About those triggers and how you're becoming more highly sensitive. So you have to start tuning in more to that to see what's going on, because you don't want to be dragging around other people's energy, because that will just deplete you and it'll just keep you in this emotional turmoil. You know what I mean? Okay, so the crown chakra is the unlimited self, devotion, inner guidance, visionary inspiration, fathoming beyond the mind, enlightenment, connection to the universe, and the life force energy. Oh, wow. Okay, so a color wash, white with flecks of gold and violet is what they're talking for the color. They're talking about this whole thing here about the crown. The crown chakra is your link to the multidimensionality of your being, the seat of your soul. It gracefully connects you to the heavens. The infinitely symbol of the limitless appears within the unfolding petals and points to your most potent potential. Here you can delight in the divine strands of light that dance with us when we are aligned with spirit, purpose, and truth. Restore, be present, and flowing without rigid outcomes. You know, they talked about that flowing again, and with all the water here. So, be present and flowing without rigid outcomes. Find more spaces in your life Find your own way to meditate. When you are distracted, you are living on the surface level. Explore the state of flow and be receptive to the intuitive messages you may receive. And I think that's why they're talking like find that space, like that sacred space, because that had come up into another card. I think one of these ones that talked about the sacred space and how it'll help you connect with those higher energies so that you can figure out, make your decisions. Yeah. Explore the state of flow. Okay. And the way for you to be most aligned with divine guidance and connection with spirit. Yeah. See, being off, like maybe in the water, maybe like sitting on a dock with your feet in the water or something, being at the ocean. Okay. All right, Spirit, that was very helpful. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful to you, and I hope that this will give you some guidance and just give you an idea of where you are and what you need to do. And with that, I'm going to close this reading and move on to number 3. Okay, welcome, group 3. You have chosen the apple and the ruin called Ophala, I guess. I don't know how to really say that. I never say them right. And this is called Air and a Paradigm Shift. Wow. This is also, this ruin is also an earth, the element of earth. So the apple also, it's like, it's something that has been produced from a tree, and trees are, obviously they're well rooted and, like you tend to them, and then at the end of the season, you get to reap, the hard work of growing the said fruit. Okay, so, okay, we're going to go here. We're going to start with these ones here. Okay, Internal Explorer, number 32. Oh, look at this. You have number 13 here too, and you have 1, 3, which can be a 4, and then you have 32, which also can be a 5. So, like 4 or 5, like this is your, like, just like an apple tree, like it starts in the spring, it brings out its leaves, its buds, and then its flowers and the fruit, and it's all in stages. These I'm going to set aside and read that comes at the end. And I'm going to bring out Internal Explorer. The Deep Knowing. Look at that. Number 43. Deep Knowing. The Internal Explorer. Well, and it comes up on the bottom too, Loyal Heart. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what was going on in number 1, because like there's the key here, and the loyal heart, and it just kind of brought up like the family, because to me this card here, it also, like, the way I see this card, to me it kind of reminds me of an elephant, and then that this figure here is like the trunk, though I know that that is the wings from this elemental. It's still, to me, it just gives me that, it gives me that elephant, like that family type, even though I know it's an air sign. I don't know, I just keep getting like this, some kind of family, because like the tree is so rooted, and the roots actually remind me of trees, like they're like, And oh, you know what? The tree is also rooted, but you know this ruin is also about roots, about home, about ancestral property, even like family. Okay, so that's like a heavy family type thing. Something to do with this deep knowing, though, because you have. I heard just as you know, so much is to the point where you know that owls always come out at night and that the moon's always going to be there. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of knowing, the kind of deep knowing. And you know, when you look here in this eternal explorer, like she's looking at the light. She's focusing on that. What's this one here? It's another sword, or it's another air sign. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant ideas that may need refinement, overcoming obstacles with faith that everything will work out, communicate clearly and concisely, remain objective. Yeah. And you know, he even has that little butterfly on him too. And you know, like she's got those butterfly wings. Okay, and then there's this one here. And this is I don't know what this card is. It's another air card, though I know that. This is insights that come from meditation, the need to rest or take a vacation. Allow yourself more time before making a decision. Mental exhaustion. Get more sleep. Yeah, it seems like you've been really working hard at something. But there's going to be some kind of paradigm shift. And, you know, it's a lot of air, too, because you have the two air signs here. You have the air sign here. They're going to have me read these two cards here. On the bottom is, yeah, no. Okay. Did you want me to bring out? Okay. They're asking me to bring out one of these first. These here, one of these. Okay. Yeah, look, failure came in reverse. There's not going to be any failure going on here. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. That's the paradigm shift. Okay. Rejuvenating brain, clear the past, heal the present. All right, let's bring a couple of these out here. Let's see what's going on. Discovering the truth. You stand in the light of truth. That's that deep knowing that you have. Whoa, what's going on here? Taking shelter. There's and they keep bringing up like the home, because you know, like that's home. You know what I mean? The answers are within, just like that deep knowing. Spirit. Okay. They keep bringing up home. It has something to do with like family or home or simply your life. Yeah. Travel light. And look, this person's traveling and they have a light. Ooh, look at that. Joy into light. A little more wings. Open your heart to joy. Something to do with the... Okay. The answers are within. They're going to have me read these two cards right now because there's something there that's... Okay, so number 13. An innovative way of existing, new earth energies, inspiring others, fresh air, flying higher than you have before, more expansive perspectives, consciousness shift. Okay, that's a deep knowing. Okay, Spirit. Communication, shared wisdom, the breath of life, movement, faith, winged helpers. That one, winged helpers. Intention, inspiration, and change. Yeah, see, and that's why I was saying, like, there's all these, you know, there's a butterfly here, too. You know, I see that this one here has the sword, right? And the crown. And then, you know, like this one here has all the body armor and the helmet. So it just makes me think that you need to be a little vulnerable and taking that time to be able to connect with that deep knowing. See, it's kind of a little bit of a repeat here. Okay, and number 32. Let's see, number 32. Okay, did you want more here? They're kind of pointing something here to me out. Okay, they're just asking me to read this small little paragraph down here that's underneath the air, the paradigm shift, and it says, an expansive being holds a tiny heart-shaped seedling. When the foundations we build on come from a place of love over fear, we will see huge positive changes in the world. We can start with ourselves. Yeah. Okay. The internal explorer. Flow state, accessing infinite information by going within. See, and that's talking about, look, the answers are within, and it comes right underneath the internal explorer, and then it's with the deep knowing. Okay. Wisdom from the collective consciousness, theta waves, channeling, breaking free from limiting intellect, creative boldness, being guided by the divine spark. You already hold the keys. And the keys too, because, you know, they keep bringing up the home, right? Okay, so you are invited to explore the state of flow. Explore. And, you know, they were talking about delight and joy. Open your heart to joy. You know, they have a lot of snow here too, so it's kind of giving me the winter, you know what I mean? Like that, Okay. The card also is a reminder that you are an infinitely amazing being who can access collective consciousness, especially when you surrender some control to the greater process or get out of your own way. You have the permission you felt you needed, so go within and explore. Wonderful gifts are awaiting for you. Okay. All right, Spirit, what else did you want? They're asking me to bring out another animal oracle here for this one, guinea pig. Do your part to illuminate the universe. Yeah. I think they're talking about how doing this hedgehog, be a magnet for light, love, and joy. Again, look, the joy. Okay, Spirit. And then we're going to pull out this one here. Oh, dear. Oh, look, and it's love again. Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. And then this one here, quiet your mind. Look, and it comes right out under here where she's quieting her mind. Good grief. Oh, okay, Spirit. There's a direct correlation between quieting your mind and maximizing your intuition. Create more open space between your thoughts to experience fewer thoughts in general. A mind not distracted by mental chatter will more easily recognize clear cognizant insights and intuitive guidance of all kinds. Make the mind a soft landing place for your soul. And that's number 20. Spirit, you know, where that comes, like they're talking about finding that that quiet to be able to get that deep inner knowing. Okay, so they're going to have me pull out a couple of these cards here. Okay, Spirit. Yeah, they're talking a lot about like this internal explorer here, you know, spending this time. Look at this, and freedom came out again. Follow your heart and nurture your soul with love and freedom to grow. Oh, Spirit. And then magnificence is on the bottom. You are amazing, magnificent, and unique. But most importantly, you are enough. All right, Spirit. What else here? Oh, look, it came out celebration. Celebrate your achievements. You truly are a gift to the universe. Yeah, they're talking about this joy and you know, taking this time to tap into your deep knowing. And be patient and allow destiny to unfold at its own pace. You know, maybe you're trying to rush it. Look, an achievement is right there. Okay, so one card for this. Yeah, this is really talking about those roots and the deep knowing. You know, deep roots also gives you like a strong foundation. You know, yeah, and I was also thinking too, like, you know, how like the deep knowing is like the stars and all that. And then underneath here with the hedgehog, you know, like, you know, it's like all these spiritual beings or something. They look like little fairies and stuff flying around. All right, Spirit. Okay, they want me to split it, so I'm going to do that on camera. Okay, a new chapter. Look at that. Seeds you planted in seasons past are now sprouting. Something you have wanted for a long time begins to manifest. Let this be your mantra. I welcome and am grateful for this new chapter in my life. I thank the universe for my many blessings blossoming for me. Okay, there we go. Okay. Courage and trust, yeah. Okay, Spirit, thank you for the, look at this, message from your higher self. You want me to read this message from your higher self? If I could, I would tell you every day to worry less, that you do not know how beautiful you are, that I love you, and you are perfect as you are. Reach for the stars. Look, I was just talking about the stars. The ones glowing brightly within, just behind your doubt and insecurities. Embrace them and shine. No joke. Okay, Spirit, that was beautiful. Thank you very much. So I hope this is helpful to whoever chose group 3. And with that, I'm going to close the reading and hope you have a good day.